Sharkie Gamer here. So today we'll have a look at the Family Basic. So this is basically a keyboard controller for the Famicom. So the box has the Family Basic up the top. It has an image of the keyboard controller, has the product code down the bottom there, and also the logo from Nintendo. On the side of the box it says Family Basic again there, and it's also got an image of it plugged into the Famicom set up on a TV screen with gameplay. Same basic things on the side, just says Family Basic. Top of the box has the same image as the side, and the bottom is just plain white. So we'll go ahead and unbox this for you and show you the contents. So first off, you get a really thick textbook of sorts, which I'll go into in a couple of moments. And you get another little thing with like a sprite kind of map, which again I'll go to in a moment. You get the cartridge, Family Basic, and then you get the keyboard itself. So here it is. As you can see, it's got English letters as well as the Japanese characters. It's got F keys, it's got like delete, home, it's got some arrow keys, it's got shift, return, and spacebar. It says Family Computer, Nintendo. It's a very basic keyboard. There's a connection that plugs directly into the Famicom. And what you'll also very much notice about this keyboard is that it's very small keys. Like really small. Like if you try to type with this thing, it is really, really small keys. It's meant for little kids, you could say. And you can probably hear that the keys are quite loud. Very old kind of fashioned keyboard. So now basically what this is it was a way to teach like a very basic kind of way to teach the actual programming language BASIC. Now it was aimed at sort of kids that wanted to get into game programming, and so I just wanted to have like some way to get into it and start doing it. This went through basically building some really standard kind of levels, and it gave you an option to use backgrounds as well as basically props, you could say, from both Donkey Kong and Mario. That's what this map here says. It shows you some of the little bits and pieces you can actually put together to form your backgrounds, and like you can make platforms and make all types of stuff, as it illustrates here. You can make your own worlds just by sort of combining those in different ways. And down here it shows some of the character sprites. There's little Mario there, whole different ones. On the other side, it's got a bit of more detailed of like the sprites in action, so like running or jumping or dying. It shows a whole lot of them, so it gives you a bit of a choice. And now you're thinking, okay, so it teaches you BASIC. But how does it teach you BASIC? Well, that's what this textbook is a way to get you into BASIC. It shows you first off how to navigate the menus, how to use the keyboard, and down near the back it also shows you some commands of how to get anywhere. So it shows you a bit of sort of sample things, gives you a bit of a tour. This is basically a starting point to use BASIC, and I can show a whole lot of code here as well. So this is very much a full-on kind of textbook, and also shows some inputs on the back here as just a reference starting point to get into it. So I mean, if you were like a younger kid and you were really into programming and you wanted to like make a game, then this is the way to go. I mean, when you actually did this, it was sort of like a very basic type, and if you use that one, in pretty much no time you can actually have like a sprite walking, or like Mario walking across the screen, or you can build a really nice level that you can actually start putting characters in and playing it. So it was a way to get people into game programming, aimed at more kids, and it was only released in Japan for the Famicom. Apparently they had thought of releasing it for the NES in America, but they thought the demographic wasn't actually aimed at sort of kids wanting to program. It said, we aimed at kids, you know, it's sort of like a family entertainment system. It's not aimed at programming. It's too advanced for like kids and stuff like that. So they just ignored it completely. But Japan went ahead with it, as you can see. And yeah, so I mean, if you were really into game programming, you're really interested in making your own game, then this would be absolutely ideal for you. You would have probably nerded out over this thing, or gone crazy, and really gone to town using it. I've tried out a couple of things, and I mean, in pretty much no time you can have something doing on the screen. So it's just a matter of looking through there, refreshing your sort of code in BASIC, and then going into the screen and typing it. Now after this version, because this is version, you could say version 1 of the Family Basic, they did a version of Family Basic v3, which added extra memory onto it and added more sort of features, I think some mini games as well. Now the big purpose of this thing was that you can actually design your own level and game and everything, but the problem was, to actually save your game you need the data recorder. The data recorder is like a tape cassette player for the Famicom. It basically plugs into the back there, and that allows you to save your game. So without that data recorder, you can't save. You build a nice level and you cannot save it, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, so you'd have to get this, you'd have to get the data recorder and have a cassette tape inside the data recorder to actually record your game to that cassette. But I mean, otherwise, it's pretty cool, very much aimed at programmers, really sort of the kind of nerdy kind of kids that wanted to actually program. Yeah, I was one of those type of kids. I would have gone crazy over this years ago. Something a bit, you know, to get you into programming a bit, make your own games. It would have been so cool. But yeah, I really like it. It functions really well, and like I said, this book alone, that gives you all the information you need to get started with this thing. Has all your basic inputs and everything like that. So I think the system is absolutely brilliant. I really like it, and it's ideal for any type of Famicom collector, as well as a programmer that wants to have a quick play with it and sort of get all those kind of sprites. Or, you know, if you're knowledgeable in BASIC, or you know, then you might have a bit of a fun going down memory lane, trying to place Mario in a map and build your own map or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that's about what I can say about it. Yep, I think that's all. I'm Sharkie Gamer. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have heaps more videos up very shortly. Thanks for watching.